The Washington Post actually had a pretty massive article that came out this week where they decided to travel out to rural America and speak with real Americans, not politicians or lobbyists or donors, real blue-collar working Americans across the country. And specifically, they wanted to talk to the farmers. The farmers have been big in the news ever since Trump won the election. It is a group of people, it is an industry that overwhelmingly supported Donald Trump. And of course, through a multitude of Trump policies, they're the ones getting screwed over the most. They're getting screwed with the trade war and the tariffs. They're getting screwed on the immigration crackdown, and they're getting screwed on the budget cuts that Republicans, or actually that Trump and Elon Musk made to the federal government, and of course with the recently House-passed Republican budget. So they're getting screwed from every possible angle by the very person they voted for. And something miraculous happened. These people who voted for Trump overwhelmingly have realized we effed up. Like, we screwed up badly. And they know it, and they admit it. Now those are the kinds of people that I like doing these stories on. This is not a ha-ha story. This is a hell yeah story. Also very sorry about what's happening to you, but you learned. These are the people who said, "No, the stove doesn't look that hot. Don't tell me not to touch it." And they touch it and it's hot and it burns. And they're going to carry that scar. But now they're saying, you know what? I should have listened to you. I had to see for myself for some reason. But guess what? I'm not going to do it again. Now that's the part we don't know if these people are at yet. You've touched the hot stove, you know it burned you, you left your hand on long enough to leave a pretty massive burn that is definitely going to scar. But are you going to not touch that hot stove again? Because you know now that it burns. You know the damage that it causes. Can you not do it again? Let me read you some of the quotes. First of all, one family said, "The financial insecurity makes my depression worse. They've gotten to the point where we don't talk about financial issues in front of our kids anymore." But here's what happened to them. They have been hit. They took a 10% cut in their income after the Trump administration cut a program that allowed local farmers to supply food to local schools, public schools, and homeless shelters. Trump cut that program, which took money away from farmers and food away from starving children and unhoused people. So that was their first hit. They're getting hit with the tariffs because now it's harder for them to sell their goods to Canada, which was a major buyer of some of their produce. So that was their second hit. Then they had received, or were going to receive, an $8,000 grant for, which was it? To build a new greenhouse. That was part of a Biden administration program. Trump killed that program. So this $8,000 grant they were about to get to build a new greenhouse to, produce new crops, they don't get that anymore. So that was their third hit. So again, as I said, they're getting hit so many different times from so many different policies. It's not just the trade war. It's not just rounding up all the migrant workers and getting rid of them. It's not just the budget cuts. It's everything. Another one said that there's a sense of helplessness, frustration, and anger. And that's good. That is what these people should be feeling right now. Another farmer said, "For every other farmer I've talked to, this has been earth-shattering and life-changing. I don't know what they were supposed to achieve, but from our perspective, you just hurt a lot of people." And that is exactly what Donald Trump and the Republicans are doing. They're just hurting a lot of people for the sake of hurting a lot of people. Because some of these actions from the administration, cutting the grants and funding of these programs, there's no rhyme or reason to it. At least with cutting some of the other programs, like in the Republican budget, it's like, okay, you're screwing people over to give the wealthy elite a tax break. It's a horrible reason, but at least it's a reason. The other things Trump's doing, there's no reason at all. None. He's just doing it for the hell of doing it. And these farmers, again, who overwhelmingly back Donald Trump, they know it, they realized it, so now let's hope they don't make the same voting mistakes in the future. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.